Morning. It's Wednesday morning, June the 15th, 2022. It's a joy to be able to share a couple of thoughts with you from the scriptures today. I'm Pastor Mike Custer, the pastor at Bible Baptist Church in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and we're going to read Proverbs chapter 25, verse 2 this morning for our morning devotion. 25:2 says this: "It is the glory of God to conceal a thing," and we'll take this in two separate parts, because the one verse can be split easily into two different sections. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. It's the glory of God to conceal a thing. Sometimes we just don't know the answers and we can't figure it out. And it's the glory of God, the Bible says, to conceal a matter. Sometimes God has mysteries that he doesn't necessarily even want us to find the answers to. He just wants us to trust him. And 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3 says that God has given to us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of him that's called us to glory and virtue. And the Lord has given us all the answers that we need to have spiritual growth and maturity, not necessarily all the answers that we would like to have. And the Bible doesn't give us the keys to every single one of these mysteries. The Bible says that often it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, and God is magnified by just by commanding people to just trust him through this situation. We don't understand this thing that's happening. We don't understand why things are the way they are, but we believe God. And so we trust him. We trust his power. We trust his intelligence. We trust his might and his word, his truth, and he will justify that in time. The rest of the verse 2 says this: "But the honor of kings is to search out a matter." Those who are in a place of leadership, like in the Old Testament situation, they were kings and priests and prophets, and there were some scribes who were held in high esteem. The Bible says it's honor for them to search out a matter, for them to be able to find an answer and direct the people and give the people good advice, good counsel. And sometimes God calls people like that to teach and to instruct and to give direction, to give guidance to folks who maybe wouldn't know what to do otherwise. God gives to certain servants of his some answers that maybe he doesn't give to everybody. That's the reason why the Bible says that it's wise to go to counselors, that without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. And the Bible says in the multitude of counselors, there's wisdom. And it's a good idea to tap into the wisdom of the ones that God has provided for us, because sometimes he reveals some things to them through the ministry of the Spirit of God that isn't revealed to maybe more normal or common people. And so it's a good thing for us to tap into the resources that we naturally have. Jesus Christ himself said, make yourselves friends of the unrighteous mammon. In other words, you take advantage of the education that these people have and their knack for preserving and making money, because that could be a blessing to you at some point. And we have those kinds of admonitions many times in the scriptures that God gives wisdom to certain individuals, and he wants us to learn from those people. He wants us to go to them as an example and take their advice and take their counsel. And while God is glorified often by just withholding some things, some principles, some mysteries from us, he can clarify them through his servants. And so God says, don't be shy about availing yourself of such an opportunity, and you'll be richer and you'll be better and you'll be fuller because of it. Thank God for all of his provisions for us. Thank God for his wisdom, and that he sometimes communicates his wisdom to people unlike us for some very specific purposes. He wants us to grow. He wants us to be like Christ. And so accept his guidance relative to wisdom that he will communicate to some for our benefit. God bless you today.